The Brockville Museum acknowledges that the land on which we gather, exchange ideas, and share our past, present, and future is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat people. Have you ever been walking through a graveyard and wondered what stories could be hiding there and which fascinating historical figures could be there as well? Some gravestones tell a whole story, writing out the story of a life lived, and others are very simple, like this one, and really don't say much about the interesting history. Now, Catherine Elinor Murray was born on February 27, 1907. She was the youngest child of Alexander Murray, a well-known local photographer, and his wife Florence, and she was born and raised here in Brockville. In 1917, she graduated from the Brockville Business College and decided to start work as a stenographer at the Brockville Courthouse. For the first 8 weeks of her job, she worked with no pay, but she persevered and kept going. Eventually, Elinor decided to apply to become a Justice of the Peace, and on January 1st, 1935, she was appointed the first female Justice of the Peace in Ontario. Now, a Justice of the Peace is often the first and only judicial officer that many members of the public will interact with in a court setting. They deal mostly with matters in criminal cases prior to a trial for both adults and for youths. A Justice of the Peace will preside over bail court, deciding if an accused should be let free or detained in jail until their trial. Outside of a formal court setting, they can consider and issue search warrants. They are responsible for swearing information in to commence trials, and they also have the jurisdiction to hear and decide provincial offenses and cases for adults and youth. This includes trespassing, liquor violations, traffic offenses, workplace safety, environmental protections, dog owners' liability, education matters, parking, and noise bylaws. Other duties could be deciding if someone should be prohibited from possessing firearms, issuing warrants to apprehend children in need of protection, deciding if someone should be bound by a peace bond, and ordering the assessment of someone apparently suffering from a mental disorder under the Mental Health Act. Elinor was known as an outspoken woman with very strong opinions. She possessed a ready wit and had a very sharp sense of humor. During her time working in Brockville, she worked with many different court officials and saw several generations of people come and go before the courts. In 1975, she had an interview where she blamed the excessive alcohol and drugs for the increase of crime in the province. Despite being the first female Justice of the Peace appointed in Ontario, there is very little information available about Catherine Elinor Hare. Just one of those stories that seem to have been lost to time. Thank you for watching, and join us next time for more interesting stories from the stones.